Hi, and welcome. We are here on day 1, week 1 with Gryffee. Oh, hi. We're working on really just getting her comfortable with her surroundings, the other puppies. She's really warming up. And then clearly, food drive is not a problem here. So I kind of see how, what they want to follow, what kind of food motivates them. And then we start introducing our name game. So our name game is really simple. All we're gonna do is just distract the puppy, maybe with a little piece of kibble. I'm gonna keep my other treats behind my back, not visual to the dog. So I'm just gonna put this right here on this mat. And then I'm gonna say her name, Gryffee. Yes. And I'm just waiting for her to look up in my direction, okay? It's really hard when I'm sitting on the ground. It'll be more obvious when I'm standing up. Come here. Gryffee! Yes. No, it's down here. Gryffee! Yes. Very nice. Good girl. So basically, anytime we're training in the beginning stages, and really for everything we're doing, we want to work in steps that are small enough so that the dog can be successful. So I want to make this as easy as possible. That's why I'm sitting down on the ground at her face level. Gryffee! Yes! Good girl. And you can see I'm also adding what we're calling a marker word. I'll get into the purpose of that later. Gryffee! Okay, so too much time passed in that particular instance for me to want to reward her. So again, the purpose of teaching name game is not about teaching them their name, although that's part of it with the puppy, but it really is about stop what you're doing and give me eye contact right away. Puppies don't get, there's never a point where I don't work on this. Even in my advanced level classes, we have stages of this that get more and more difficult. You know, we put food bowls, we put things out in front. I need to be able to say your name and you ignore everything else and look at me. So right now, most puppies don't see the value in that. They hear their name a million times a day, and a lot of times there's nothing good associated with it. There's no value in paying attention because it's Gryffee, no, Gryffee off, Gryffee do this, Gryffee that. And so they just kind of blow it off. So it's really important that we counteract sort of all those millions of times when they hear their name and there's no value. And I try to be really cautious about not overusing a puppy's name except for when I'm practicing. But that's hard for families, and when you have kids, it's even like crazier hard. So, so we're just sit here and play this little game. Gryffee! Yes, beautiful. That was perfect. Come here. Right now, sniffing is super valuable to a dog. It's like they're exploring their world. So stopping to do that and look at me and be stationary, not that important to a dog, but you'll see the difference even in a couple days of practicing this. Hey, where are you? Hello? Hi. Gryffee! Okay, again, sniff, 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 way more valuable. It'll be funny to look at this video in 2 days and see how different it is on Thursday. Gryffee! Yes! Good job. That's really all we do day 1. Just name game and start figuring out that working with us is super fun. Playing with all the other dogs is super fun, and then we're going to be working on some scheduling, taking a nap around the other puppies. The first week is there's a lot. It's pretty overwhelming. So she's doing great though. We're so happy she's here.
Archie, you got it, man. Here, guard up, Archie, guard up. There you go. That's more. That's good. There you go. Archie, front. Keep guard up.
everybody, and welcome to day 3 of our first week with our girl Gryffee. We've been working on our foundation skills of name game and then our touch game or hand targeting. But I want to talk about a few other concepts with her. This is really standard where she, actually not just her, but like most puppies don't have any, yes, thank you. They don't have really any kind of patience level. When they want something, they want it right now. And we want to start building skills that are better manners. So one of the things for her is the minute she knows I have food, and she's super food motivated, which is really great, but I also don't want her figuring out that like jumping on me leads to me then asking her for a behavior. So we call that like chaining events together. So if she starts, hi, let's see, this would be a good example. Hi, Gryffee, hi. Like she knows I have food. Hey, pop. She knows I have food up here. So, oh, perfect. That's what I want. I want her to just sit nicely when she wants something. We've been working on that this week, so I'm really glad that she just offered that behavior, because normally what it would be is jump in my lap, and then I would kind of ignore her. I would just give her a little push down. And then if she were to sit at that point and I reward her, then it becomes a pattern of events where it's jump, I ignore, and then she sits and she gets rewarded. So I don't want to get into that habit. So right now, yes, even if she comes up to me when I have food, what I started to do in this process was I would start to put food on the ground before she had an opportunity to jump, so that became the thing that she got rewarded for, versus me waiting for her to offer all these crazy behaviors like jumping and being demanding. Yes. So again, this is beautiful. And then we work into having a nice sit, calm behavior. Okay. So that's just, again, starting to figure out how to get rid of behaviors we don't like, which is a demanding behavior. Hi, yes, good job. So it's also very hard. Ben, do you want to just go ahead and zoom over to kind of the other dogs here? So one of the things that's really tough right now is that she's got to kind of deal with the fact that all her buddies are on one side, and she's going to need to pay attention to me, that's really hard for all these guys. But she, again, for week 1 is doing really well. So I keep continuously just giving her little pieces of kibble when she's being a good girl and not jumping on me. And that really starts to establish, this is the behavior I like. Just sitting when I'm talking. You have to be bored sometimes. I'm not constantly going to be interacting with you. So that's great. So then we're going to work into our name game, which again is when I say your name, you stop what you're doing and you look at me. And I'm not going to have treats out in front of my face like this, in front of my body. I'm going to make sure that it may be behind my back or in a pocket. So want to make sure she gets a little distracted. So go find that. And then Gryffee! Yes, good girl. So she starts to move in my direction. She gets a nice little cookie. I'm not getting upward eye contact yet. Go find that. Don't want to gain too much distance. Remember day 1, Gryffee! She's still eating her cookie. Still eating her kibble. Yes, good girl. That was perfect. When she looked at me and I said yes, I don't know if you noticed, but she hopped right over her bed and came running to me. That's great. Gryffee! Yes, good girl. So that marker word yes tells her the exact minute she does the right thing, which is me going and me getting eye contact. So again, we're looking for a level that we can do this where we are going to be successful. So we don't want to create too much distance. Oh, Gryffee! Yes! Good job. Good job. Come on, up here. Gryffee, sit. Yes. The other funny thing is, I'm guessing maybe you've been working on some, hey, up. Gryffee! been working on some shake or paw or something like that because she constantly wants to be raising her paw, which is sort of cute. But we don't necessarily want to have that mixed in with everything we're doing. So I'm trying to make sure that when I reward her, not necessarily always getting that paw first. Gryffee! Up, 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 up. Yes. And then the other thing that I'm instituting from day one is what we call a release cue. It's the thing that tells her that she's done. So until she gets that, Gryffee, pop, pop, pop. Until she gets that word, she should remain in, okay? So that was a really long time for her to be sitting there and not getting released. So that was my bad. I want to get her back in there and then say, okay, and walk away so she knows she can get out. So the takeaways from this, are that we are adding that marker word, which is the word yes, when she does the right thing, which for name game is eye contact or movement towards me. Oh, go find that. That we're using a release cue so that she knows she's done or she's finished if I've given her a stationary cue like sit or down or something like that. And then the last thing we're working on, which she's really good at, is the hand targeting or the touch game. Gryffee! Touch! Yes. Good girl. Touch! Yes. Good girl. So I'm guessing you guys have worked on that too. Touch? Yes. Good girl. So those are really the concepts that I want you to focus on this week. Name game, hand targeting, release cue, and using that marker word. She had a great first week, super excited. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend.